Hey guys, so today I wanted to make another video on tips for collecting militaria. This is video number 10. If you haven't had a chance, check out videos 1 through 9. I've made them over a period of several years. I really enjoy making these videos, sharing information, just to help you guys with your collecting, things that have worked for me, things I've learned along the way. And so I got a table with some examples here. I'm going to go ahead and bring you in, and let's get started. All right, so as you see, I got some kind of random stuff here on the table. Sorry about the fly that's trying to do a cameo in my video, so he'll probably be flying around a little bit. But yeah, like I said, I enjoy making these videos. Now, there are some things that I might have mentioned in the previous 9 videos over the years. I might have forgotten I'd already said it, but it doesn't hurt just to repeat, certain information. And so one thing I wanted to share with you guys, when it comes to hanging up clothing, when it comes to hanging up uniforms and different things, I always like using, really solid, sturdy wooden hangers, because you don't want to use those cheap metal ones, that aren't very well made and everything. The reason being is because, the shoulders will sag on the uniforms, especially think about like a big leather jacket. Just over time of the shoulders sagging on those cheap, flimsy metal coat hangers, it can start tearing holes and ripping in the shoulders of a jacket or a uniform or a coat. And so I would definitely recommend, sturdy hangers, the wooden hangers over, again, the cheap metal ones, just to preserve the clothing for sure. Something else that I wanted to share with you is, so, whenever we buy an item, of course, we want to try to find out as much about it as we can. The person that used it, owned it, wore it, and different things. When it comes to, like, uniforms, we like to look for names, laundry number, serial number, different things like that. And most of us know, to look on the inside of the jacket. A lot of times it's going to be right up here. If there's a name or something, you see there's a laundry number, it's going to be up there, which you definitely want to look around thoroughly. But when I mean thoroughly, what you really want to do is I look under flaps. Don't just look in the area where you think it's automatically going to be. Look behind these flaps up here. Again, flip the pocket up and down. I even will roll this like this and check it out. Just look everywhere. I'll even look inside the sleeve here. I've even found a laundry number before in one of those. So look everywhere, even if you, like back here, back where the neck area is, you might find something written in there, stamped in there. I mean, you never know what you'll find. A lot of the soldiers, they get creative with marking their stuff. Again, it's not always going to be right out front and center. When you open a jacket, you won't see the name or laundry number, whatever it is. So look very, very thoroughly. Look everywhere, and you'll never know what you might find. And it's exciting when you do find something cool that's just not, I guess, more in plain sight. While I'm on the subject of uniforms, something I wanted to mention is not only with like jackets, but any type of clothing, really, I guess anything for that matter that has a pocket or a pouch. You want to be very careful before you just reach your hand inside, because especially if you feel something's in a pocket, I know it can be exciting, wondering what it is, wanting to hurry up and get in there and pull out whatever that item or items are, but be careful, because there could be something sharp in there. And I just wanted to use this as an example. Look, I got this sewing needle right here. You never know, there could be one of these inside a pocket. Again, be careful for stuff like that. Just some other examples is, check this out. I intentionally opened this pocket knife. You might have a bladed item that's open in the pocket. You don't want to get cut by something like that. Even something small as, I know a needle's small, but as like this right here. I found toothpicks in pockets, and they can poke your hand, you know what I mean? So just be careful of sharp objects, getting too in a hurry or too excited to reach in a pocket or pouch or something and injure yourself. There could be a needle. I mean, you don't know what's in there. And obviously, you don't know what's on the end of that sharp item, if it's drugs or poison or who knows what. So be very careful when you are doing something like that. Just reaching in pockets and stuff. Protect yourself. Something else I wanted to mention is, cash money. I love using cash money. Of course, I do have a debit card, credit card. I do have like a PayPal. I don't use Cash App, Venmo. All that stuff's just easier ways for people to scam and steal your monies out of your account. I'm against a lot of that stuff. Again, I do have PayPal. I know they have some issues too, but I just feel like the more options you have for people to send you money electronically, digitally, better chance you're going to get scammed, going to get ripped off. Your money's going to be stolen from you. And money talks, cash money talks. And so I've got this cash money here as an example. Now, most of the time, a lot of the time, if you have cash money, it can help you get better deals. Because, a lot of sellers, they would like to have money put in their hand. I know if I was selling something, and a lot of times when I do locally, I want cash. I want that money in my hand. I want to be able to see it with my eyes, feel it with my hands as we're doing the exchange, the transaction, compared to just electronically transferred money that you don't see. Like you make the payment arrangement, whatever the agreement is on price and everything, and then somebody sends you money electronically. Yeah, you look at your account, you log in or whatever, okay, I got the money, but it's just something about the physical, having the physical in your hand, doing the exchange and everything, and I prefer that myself. So just keep that in mind. Cash money does talk and can prevent you from getting scammed and stuff. So just be aware of that. Make good financial decisions, right? We work hard for our money. We don't want some idiot to steal it from us or do something wrong. Just looking over my notes here, it's about 1,000 degrees outside and it's hot in my house too. Ready for cooler weather. But just something else, I'm going to hand my daughter, she's here beside me, hand her my phone. So something I see a lot when it comes to bayonets, especially the ones with a leather scabbard. This is a model 1907 British Enfield bayonet and scabbard. A lot of times the leather over time has gotten weak and brittle and everything, and it might already be tearing or have condition issues. If you're ever going to take a bayonet like this out of the scabbard, do not hold it by the leather and then pull it like this, because what you're going to do is you could end up tearing or separating where the leather meets this metal, the metal piece. Sorry, I'm tired, I'm running a blank, but again, you don't want to tear the leather. So what you want to do, if you're going to take a bayonet like this out of the scabbard, I put my hand up here. My hand is basically over top of where the leather meets the metal and the metal like this. And then I'll pull out like this. Like I wouldn't want to hold it farther back down here and pull it, because again, I could end up tearing or separating the leather right here. And then I've got a condition issue. So again, if you see a bayonet like this, has a leather scabbard, hold the handle and reach up here and pull to separate, right? Again, don't reach in the midways, don't reach way down here, because you're going to end up tearing it and messing it up. So just keep that in mind. Just a few more things. So I don't have an example of this, but a lot of times we're trying to find out information on a soldier's service. I like to use Find the Grave, Ancestry, stuff like that. So, a lot of times you're looking online, you find their obituary, but it doesn't unfortunately mention much about their military service. But believe it or not, I've actually looked into their spouse's obituary and found more information on the veteran's service than his own obituary. Like his obituary might just say, whatever, he was a private first class in World War II, U.S. Army, and that's it. Then you look at his wife's obituary and it says, she was married to, whatever, Bill Smith for 65 years. He was a veteran of the, the 1st Infantry Division. He joined the military service in 1943, was discharged in 1946. He was involved in D-Day and Battle of the Bulge, and he was wounded 6 times and was awarded the Medal of Honor. I'm kind of exaggerating, but I have found so much information on the wife's obituary about her husband, the veteran, than his own personal obituary. Even children, you can even find stuff in children's obituary and stuff about their parents' service. So think about that. Don't just give up if you don't find something right away. You got to dig deep. You got to learn how to look for information and search and everything, and you can turn up some really cool stuff. Something else I wanted to share with you. So whenever I mail something, obviously some people, will print the address, the name, and different stuff. Sometimes I will, but a lot of times I'll handwrite it. But what I do, though, is whenever I write on a box, you see I got just John Doe, 1234 John Boy Avenue, Handsome, Montana, 98765. I have no idea if that's an address or even a city in Montana, and I doubt that's a zip code. But what I'll do, though, is I put a piece of clear tape over what's written, because we know how the mailing takes place, how the handling of packages and all the travel that takes place from one place to another, one destination to another. I mean, there's a chance this box could get scratched up, beat up, and everything. And so I guess I just feel like in a way with a piece of tape over this, it'll help protect the name getting scratched out or the address or whatever, and it can help better the chance of this package getting to its destination. And so I'll just put just a clear piece of tape on there. It could, help somewhat, again, with rips, tears, holes punched in it, and hopefully preserve the address. So that's just something that I like to do myself. Just a few other things. So something else I wanted to mention, a lot of times we have pictures and stuff or paperwork that we want framed and stuff. What I'll do is I'll go to Goodwill, and you can go to Goodwill and you can get a bunch of picture frames a lot of times for like maybe $1 or 50 cents or a couple bucks a piece. These are just some examples. I would not go and buy, me myself, I would not automatically go to a store and buy $15, $20 picture frames and stuff. I'd go to the dollar store or go to Goodwill and score stuff like this, like a stack like this I might could get for like $4 or $5, whereas if I bought these brand new in the store, it might be $50 or something. So think about Goodwill, think about the dollar store and stuff like that, the ways of getting picture frames. Just a few other things. So I did want to mention that, whenever we're talking to veterans, of course, I like talking to any veteran, not just World War II guys, but, we talk to them, we'll ask them questions, maybe in an interview environment or form. And what we don't want to do is we don't want to interrupt them. We don't want to ask them a question and then they're talking and then we're maybe in a hurry to ask the next question or add to what they're saying, because they could lose their train of thought. They might forget what they were talking about or forget where they were going in their mind with their story. So whatever you do, when you're talking to a veteran, you're interviewing them, you're asking questions, give them time to answer, to explain, to answer your question, to elaborate, go into detail about whatever they're thinking about in their mind, because you can get some really good information that way. So just be respectful when you do interview the veterans. Just a few other things. So something you want to look out for is check out like places going out of business for like mannequins and display fixtures and stuff like that. A lot of times you can find stuff, on sale for pretty cheap. You can get displays for your man cave or your room or mannequins or whatever. So think about businesses that are going out of business. Also check Facebook Marketplace for military stuff. Again, display shelves and display cases and stuff like that on Marketplace. I found a lot of stuff over the years by using Marketplace for sure. Just a couple other things. Something else I want to mention, whenever it comes to like clothing items, a lot of times they might have fuzz on them or just random stuff on them and you want to clean them. You might not have a lint roller. So sometimes what I'll do is I'll get some clear tape and I'll roll it up and I'll put my fingers in it and I'll just kind of pat a uniform. Again, if you got a lint roller, you can just roll it back and forth and get it done maybe quicker, but I'll roll it some tape and put my hand in there, my fingers, and just kind of go along the uniform and get, like cat and dog hair or fuzz or whatever, and just kind of go over it and help kind of clean it up. Some people might go to dry cleaners or wash it themselves or clean it themselves or whatever, but you can already see there's some crud that I've actually gotten off this uniform just to protect it. Just a little random thing that I like to do there. And really, I guess the last thing that I wanted to mention, I do this very often, is, whenever I'm looking online, and say I'm looking on a website, or I see a picture of something advertised, or somebody's got something for sale, or just something I want to look into, have you guys ever been looking on your phone and you accidentally click out of whatever the website is, or the link, or you lose the picture, or the Facebook post, or whatever it is, and you cannot get back to it, and you're kicking yourself? So what I do is I screenshot on my phone. I'll hold down the two buttons and I'll screenshot that name, that seller, that listing, that website, that link. I immediately will screenshot it, and then if I need to back out of it or go to another website or do something else temporarily, at least I've got that picture, that screenshot saved. So if I did lose the link or where I was at, I can look at that picture and see the website address or the person's name or the Facebook group it was listed on or whatever it is, and go back to it that way. So use screenshot for your advantage, and that'll help you. I've lost a lot of stuff over the years, but I've saved a lot as well, and that's why I do the screenshot. But anyways, guys, I hope you like this video. I appreciate those of you that like the full-length videos. I know a lot of people like shorts nowadays. They like to watch 30-second videos and then move to the next thing. But I like to give information to be detailed and elaborate. Sometimes I do get long-winded, and I apologize for that. But I appreciate your support. Thank you for supporting John Boy. I'm here for you if you need prayer and encouragement. I love all of you, and I love this hobby, and I'm thankful to be a part of it. Let me know what you think in the comments, and I'll be getting back to you soon. So thank you.